Yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's enough of previewing games.
Yeah, I reckon
So
we move on.
move on.
I think there's a few other talking points for us to talk about, but
you want to bring us a topic?
yeah, sure. I want to talk about. There's a few things I want to talk about here, but I guess since we're sort of talking about Liverpool again, I just think that they need to start performing against teams that are worse than them. It's weird. Like, is it an attitude thing? Like, what do you have to ask there? Is it an attitude thing? Is it the fact they're tired?
Are they complacent against this?
I think they're complacent. Because how are you rocking up against the big
Are they rocking up
games?
against big teams though?
Yeah. What do you mean?
They lost to Arsenal.
Remember, we're talking about big teams, like big clubs. Remember that?
Nah, they're top of the ladder. Come on.
Like I said, it's for.
No, they beat City 1-0.
Nah, Liverpool have done pretty well. I think they've done pretty well in the Champions League front. They qualified pretty early. Not early, but with time.
The games the other day, was it Napoli they played? They won 2-0.
Yes.
Two shit goals, by the way, though.
It doesn't matter, bro. We've been saying that. Oh, bro, every time Nunez scores, you're always accidental shit.
God, both goals were the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Corner, Van Dijk headers it, keeper saves it, it bounces back to Salah. Salah taps it in. The second goal, exact same thing. It just rebounds back to Nunes. Nunes taps it in.
A lot of Liverpool's goals come from corners, though, whether it's defending corners, attacking corners. A lot of it comes from there, so they're alright with that. Yeah. They're fine with that.
Oh, look, you take the win regardless, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone knows I've got a thing for Liverpool.
Yeah, you do. You definitely. You think I would have more of a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even realize how much I didn't like them
until we started this
podcast.
Yeah, I didn't
and
know
then I started talking about it and I just start slandering them. And most of it is undeserved, I'm going to be honest, but, I'm going to keep going.
Nah, fuck them. Anyway, another thing, I'm over Liverpool now. I think we've spoken about them a lot now.
Liverpool gets a lot of airtime on this podcast.
They do because they're the story of the season. I think. I don't think you've got your typical City on top. Well, Arsenal, not typical Arsenal on top, but you got City still doing well. You got Arsenal let's say it was expected for them to start pushing and competing. Then you got United, same old, still improving. Tottenham winning nothing again, but Liverpool, they're always that team that you don't know what's going to happen to them the next season, according to the historical data here. I'm not saying I go into the next season thinking this is what they're going to do, they're going to drop off, and no, I did not think that at all. But yeah, I think Liverpool. Anyway, it just got sucked into Liverpool chat again.
Oh, that's enough.
So, Garnacho,
stop.
Let's talk about Garnacho. Yeah. Let's talk about Garnacho United and what I feel he has to bring to the squad. Now, he is a left-sided attacker that can shoot with his left foot. Now,
not Rashford.
And it's not, sorry,
it's
definitely not Rashford.
Definitely not Rashford.
Cannot even pass with his left foot. No, he can't. But I don't know, guys. All I'm going to say is Rashford is the most predictable player in football. Now, we all know Iron Robin was predictable in that sense too. He got away with it. I don't know if... Well. Yeah, for sure. They're both the same. That's what I'm saying. We have one-footed players on each side. I've always said that. But with Garnacho in, I think it offers something different. I think it allows us to attack from the outside on the left side. It's not just cutting in. It's not just looking right. You can also we sort of look left as well, but that's for the pass to pass it through.
Sancho should be doing that as well.
Whereas Garnacho's scoring from Sancho, he does do it sometimes though. He dribbles up until the 6-yard box, but he's more inside of the field. Whereas Garnacho, fuck me, man, he can have. Do you know why I think Ten Hag likes him? Because he follows the game plan well. When Anthony's out wide, he comes into the inside channel. And then Garnacho, when he's out wide, Anthony comes in. I think he's got a good sense for what we're trying to do as well, which will help him. And Ronaldo, the whole Ronaldo question now. Rashford in the team. Like, what do we do there? It's like Garnacho's playing very well recently.
Yeah.
Do we play him? The game coming. What happens? You know. So we'll see what happens there. I think potentially he could start. I think he could start, and I think Ronaldo could be on the bench. I don't know with Rashford.
Does Garnacho start a striker? No, winger. Yeah, who starts a striker?
Rashford.
You reckon? I always thought Rashford was better on the wing.
He is. But
would you?
It depends on what you want.
Prefer Martial though.
For sure, I would prefer. I'm being serious. I'm actually being serious. But Martial's always bloody injured, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's always injured. So, I think Garnacho.
What if Ronaldo goes to the World Cup?
Kills it.
Top scorer. Portugal
wins the World Cup. You have to play.
Does he come back to United and go straight to the bench?
Or he just goes? No, he leaves. He leaves, man. He doesn't change his trajectory. I think he leaves for sure. He still leaves. I don't think it doesn't matter what happens out of the World Cup. He's going in January. It's happening.
Anyway, I think Garnacho it's helped. Ten Hag's helped by the fact that he hasn't played under any other managers before. He's new. He's coming straight into this system. It's the first system. Whereas you got Rashford's played at United under how many different managers? Ronaldo's played under two different.
And Rashford sort of stands on his own 2 feet, whereas with Garnacho, he's still going to be leaning on a couple of players. He's going to be leaning on the manager, and he's still at an impressionable age where, don't fuck around. Yeah. We cannot afford to have the same attitudes as that we had when Pogba and Lingard were in the dressing room. We cannot have that. I loved Pogba, but fuck me, he was toxic. Like, I loved him as a player, but fuck me, he was toxic. Yeah. Lingard, man, I remember, man, we would lose, and it's like you'd see him the next day on TikTok, on Instagram Reels, and he's fucking dancing. You're like, they're in the change rooms dancing. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You just lost. You just made him. You're embarrassing yourselves even more. Yeah. Cannot have that. No. I don't want that. Fuck off. I don't need that shit. I want Ten Hag to come in, tell me to get fucked. You're not welcome here. Fuck off. And perform the exodus that should have happened years ago, and bring in players that actually want to win and not want followers. That's it. Yeah. That's my rant.
I agree.
That's my rant. So Garnacho, I think he's gonna fit in very well with the future of United for sure.
Another thing on another United player, David De Gea. No call up. No call up.
Fucking idiots, man. How do they get that so wrong? I just don't know. I just don't understand it. I want to see who the fuck is ahead of De Gea in terms of...
Well, if... I actually haven't looked at the list either, but if Kepa's in, he's injured now.
Okay, so... well, if that's the case, then he has to... De Gea will have to be the next call-up.
Well, because that's the 55-man provisional squad.
I'm confused.
So it's not final yet.
Yeah, provision. No, they definitely would have been like, fuck. Like, you look up Spanish goalkeepers, and the first name is David De Gea, And then you've got... sorry, these are all historical. There's Iker Casillas in here, too. But,
what's his name? Is it the Brentford keeper? Raya?
I don't know.
I think I've got him.
Raya, you're right. He's right. Yeah. David Raya. Yeah.
He's been alright. I think he's in the squad.
I think he has been.
I'm pretty sure he's in the squad.
Potential team. Here we go. And so
Unai Simon.
I'm looking for candidates who might choose. There are some clear standouts. Okay, so they're just talking about who could potentially be picked. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, should De Gea
go to the World Cup, of course, man. Have you seen him last couple of games? He saved us against West Ham. He saved a vital chance against Sociedad as well.
As soon as that provisional squad came out, he's played 2-3 of the best games of his life.
Yeah, he has.
He took it personally.
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's proving himself now. I think he's doing it at the right time now. I don't know. Maybe they just have something out for De Gea. Maybe they haven't forgotten about that free kick. The shot against Portugal in the 3-3 draw in the last World Cup.
Starts now?
In Spain, goalkeeper. Yeah. It could be anyone. It could be anything.
Kepa's injured.
I don't know, man.
He's not there.
I don't know.
Raya, Simon.
Not too sure.
I don't really.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Sanchez.
Speaking of injuries.
Yeah.
how many injuries has there been?
Too many
It's
to count.
ridiculous.
Yeah, they were talking about the build up to the World Cup and what now that there's a couple of weeks out now and not a few weeks out now and players are going down and they're just crying. They're just like, I'm fucked. Like when it comes to the time off they get before the World Cup, generally they have a few weeks and to prepare. But whereas with the World Cup now, it's like they're playing for club 1 week and literally the next week they're playing for country. So it's like there's no time in between. It's like if you pick up an injury, you're fucked at this point. And yeah, I'd like to that's why some of these surprising results are coming up too. I don't know.
But look at this injury list. You got Reece James, Chilwell, Varane, Haaland. I know he's not going to the World Cup, but still, there's another injury.
Yeah.
Heung-min Son got his face fractured.
Yeah, they don't know what's going to happen. It could end up doing like a Torres with the Batman mask. Yeah.
I feel like there's more that I'm not thinking of.
There's a few others.
Walker injured?
Walker's injured. Groin injury for Walker. So Werner as well.
Werner as well. That leaves what's it called? That leaves Trippier, Trent, and Shaw as England's fullbacks.
Shaw's going. Shaw's starting. I was about to something I didn't mention. Shaw is fucking killing it.
Yeah, I was thinking it.
So Malacia can't get a game now.
I thought Southgate might have picked Trippier at left back and Walker at right back, but if Walker's injured as well, then it has to be Trippier right back, Shaw left back, or Trent.
I don't think Walker's part of the discussion, if I'm honest. I don't know. He might be put in there. Depend on the severity of the injury, he might be able to come in knockout stages, but you don't want that. You don't want to bring in a new player in knockout stages. You want to keep going with the same group. So I think Walker's not playing in the World Cup. No.
Well, maybe what I said last week, Ben White might have a shout as going as a right back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think Ben White has a lot to bring to the England squad, and I would start Ben White over Harry Maguire every day of the week. Every fucking
at centre back.
Every fucking day. Of the
well,
week.
My starting is. I've already said this. My prediction is Tomori and Stones. I don't think that's. I say prediction. That's what I would pick.
It's a strong.
But I don't know. I don't think Southgate picks that.
Nah, Southgate. We don't know.
He's gonna pick like Eric Dyer or something like that.
Do you know it actually makes me sick to even want to talk about Southgate's like rationale? I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with that guy. I don't even like. You can't even like. I don't say anything. Excuse me. In fear of fuck, should have just walked away then. I don't want to say anything in fear of Southgate. Fucking embarrassing me. It's like, you know what?
We're going to talk so much shit.
White should be in the squad.
Or something.
Well, yeah. I don't know, man. If he does,
I've got a selection question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So obviously, Kane starts for England.
Yeah.
No shit. Who's back up? Options: Ivan Toney, Callum Wilson, Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
No, I wouldn't take.
Maybe Vardy.
I'd take Vardy. I'd fucking take Vardy for sure.
Vardy's not even starting for Leicester.
I don't care. No, he's bro. It's like if Kane goes down. Imagine Kane gets injured. Yeah. Right. I think
Vardy's not going to play every game.
Vardy is quick enough. I think he's still got everything to him, and I think he can still provide a threat. He can still provide something to the squad.
I think they should take Callum Wilson.
I think Ivan Toney.
Well, that's what I thought.
I would take Vardy, but my first choice would be Ivan Toney.
I thought Ivan Toney, but Wilson is making a big case for himself lately.
Injury prone though.
He is.
So what? I don't know. Kane gets injured, you're gonna put in someone who's injury prone. You know what I mean? Like, Ivan Toney.
Is Rashford going?
Yeah, 100% he's going.
He could play there.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great squad player. He probably. Depends on what Sterling wants to do. If Sterling doesn't want to fucking show up, more than that's the thing though. Yeah. Sancho may not be selected though, which
he didn't. He last
understand.
Last international break, Sancho didn't get the call up,
and
Tony got the call up.
That's worrying because that's sort of like what are you doing? Like, think about it. You're on a team and you're like, okay, we've got a major tournament coming up. And the guy that you want in there, in the warm-up to that tournament, isn't playing with you guys. Yeah. That just shows, I think that just indicates that he may not select Sancho. He will not be a pivotal part of England. He just won't be, which is fucked. And you know what? I think something happens, he has to play, and he fucking kills it. I just think that Sancho, I think, is very undervalued by Southgate. I just don't understand how the fuck you can't select him. Makes no sense to me.
Speaking of comparing strikers, another question for you: who has more goals in the City team? Haaland, as he is now, 17. Does Kane, if Kane's there, have more or less?
At City,
say Haaland never went, and they got Kane instead this year. Does he have less or more?
Less. For sure, less.
I think less, but I think more assists.
Ooh, that's a good call. I like that. Yeah. He'd be 100% be setting up. Harry Kane has become one of the most complete strikers in the game of football.
Yeah.
I think his passing is fucking great. He's sure you can bring up your montages of him shanking it out wide and fucking it up just like any other player, but I think Kane's
better link up player, better.
100% he is.
And
that's not City.
Haaland's better finisher. Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
It's a fucking good point. It's a very good point. Yeah, I can't believe Kane was so close to leaving though last season. Remember he wasn't playing. He's like, no, I'm not playing.
What if Ronaldo actually ended up going there
to City?
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never. I think
more or less than Kane.
I would have been more or less goals
than Kane.
More
than Kane. So Haaland, Ronaldo, Kane, if they're all at City.
More. Is that all at City?
So no. So not all at the same time, but if City's striker is Haaland, if City's striker is Ronaldo, if City's striker is Kane, who has the most goals?
I think Haaland and Ronaldo come very close to each other. Ooh. I think they come very close to each other.
They are very... I think Ronaldo wants to play like that.
He'd love to play like that.
If Ronaldo could choose his own role, it would be Haaland's role.
Just scoring goals. Just fucking put it at the back of the net. 100%. I think Ronaldo's very similar in terms of stats anyway. Yeah.
So, the World Cup, I want to bring up Toni Kroos.
Yeah, man.
I actually didn't even realize this, but last year he retired from the German national squad. I didn't realize that, but he says he wants to focus on club career and spend more time with his family. I think he said he doesn't want to take game time and minutes away from people who are more deserving, young lads that need to develop, stuff like that. So
sweet to hear,
I love him.
You remember back in fuck, man, we're getting so old now. I don't even 06 or 10 when he debuted. He was 20 years old. He would have been 06.
Yeah.
No, 10.
10.
10. 13 years ago. Yeah. 2010. And so remember that green kit and yeah, man, him playing there as a young star.
Yeah.
He was where was he playing at that time? Was that Bayern? Was that Bayern? Yeah, it was at Bayern. I
think he started at Leverkusen, then went Bayern, then went Real Madrid.
Yeah, but he's just. I think he showed himself on that stage.
Oh yeah.
See, that's what in terms of
5 Champions Leagues, World Cup.
He's done it all, man. He's done it all. And
he also said he wants to retire at Real Madrid.
Toni Kroos is going to go down as one of the best.
Yeah. Him and Modric
has to. That pairing there, Secasset. See you later. So I was gonna say Secasset. See you later. That's what it means. Have a good time. Fuck. Honestly, Toni Kroos, I would have died for him. We were supposed to sign him as well. I remember back in the day.
Oh, mate.
We're linked with everyone though, United. But he's a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah. Yeah. He said he wants to retire at Real Madrid as well. So I think that's gonna come in the next couple of years.
I think next year. I think
Maybe next year.
He's done. If you're talking about family and retiring from international, man, when players retire from international, they're only a year or two away from actual retirement.
He's only 32.
Nah, he was. Bro, he's done everything. Why would he keep on?
Modric's 35.
Yeah, but I don't know, bro. He's
So
Croatian.
I don't know.
He's fucking Croatian. I don't know. They've got something in their genes that allow them to go for a bit longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be sad to see him go, but I think he wants to go out on top.
He will.
And he doesn't want to, Real Madrid's got Camavinga, Tuchemeni, Valverde, and I feel
he's
like I'm
playing
forgetting someone.
He's playing more up on the wing these days.
Yeah, he is.
Now, Valverde.
Because someone else is playing in the midfield, and I'm forgetting who it is. My mind's going blank.
You're the Spanish correspondent, bro. Nah, I'm only joking. Look, at the end of the day, Real Madrid, whoever it is there, if you're starting there, you're gonna go down as like starting on the like in terms of like on a consistent basis. Yeah, Cruz is part of the core squad. Still, I feel, but all these other players are good enough to be starting anywhere else. So I think that's what he also is implying with the German squad as well. It's sort of like these guys are all good enough to start.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still a great player, awesome player, just may as well just leave him be. I've won it. I've had a taste of glory. Yeah. And do you know what also would have done it too, man? Germany's fucking effort last World Cup. Cruz would have woken up and he's like, fuck me, we cannot let that happen again. We cannot go out like that again. We cannot. Germany have a lot to make up for, because I feel like that was one of the most pathetic defenses I've ever seen. Like in any sport, I think Germany fucking crumbled before my own eyes. Like it was not good. They didn't have a striker. Their defensive partnerships were fucking all over the place. Neuer, I don't know what the hell happened to him that World Cup. I remember he tried being a fucking midfielder at one point and then got caught out, and then Son scored the goal. So
it's the curse. It's going to happen to France this year as well.
It will. Australia is fucking getting out of that group. I'm telling you. And you know what? People are fucking starting to say it now. It's really pissing me off. I was saying that from the start. We will get through. I promise you we'll get through. My credibility is on it. Telling you right now, if it happens, I want this video. I want this framed. Signed. Fucking sold, mate. I want it. I want it out there. I think we're gonna be lucky to get through. To beat France, like because we're talking about the curse. Yeah. And I feel like France, it's gonna apply to them too. You see it, Pogba's out, Varane's out. And I think they've lost a bit of height, but Tommy Orr you were saying about Suda.
Tommy Orr reckons we're going to catch France out on the set pieces, and Harry Suter's going to nod one in.
Let me explain something to you guys. I don't care how many fucking caps you have. You are not telling me there's a game plan to beat France. There isn't. There is no fucking game plan. It's on the day. It's who you pick, and see what they want to do with it. Yeah. You think South Korea had a game plan against Germany? You think they had do you know what the game plan was? It was, have a nice picnic, right? And once Germany decide to fuck around a bit, we attack. That is it, and that's what we're going to do. We are not going to be playing, we're not going to bring the game to France. We cannot bring the game to France, because if we fucking do, we'll get caught out, and it doesn't matter who the fuck they play. It's going to be based on the fact that we are shit at football. So we can't depend our World Cup campaign on the quality we have. It's not about that. It's about the quality we're up against. You know what I mean? And I feel like we cannot go head to head like Tommy Orr saying, like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, yeah, we're fine now. It's even because Suda's 6'5". Who gives a fuck how tall he is? I don't care. If you've got no one being able to create those opportunities, which we fucking don't. Yeah. We don't, man. What, Matthew Leckie, who plays for fucking Manchester City, Cummings, who plays for fucking Central Coast Mariners. Come on, bro, wake up. Now, Tommy Orr. Yeah, this is there's no such thing. No, I'm not going to say that. With Australian football royalty, I only classify those who have a say, who are in terms of royalty and being out there. The only people who can be like that in the Australian scene are the 06 World Cup squad. That is it. I don't want to hear from anyone else. And And Craig Foster, I love that guy. He's fucking awesome. Like he's a bit politically correct for me, but he's fucking awesome. Like he understands the game so fucking well. I love watching him in his diagnosis. Diagnosis is a doctor in football. No, his analysis, breakdowns. And Foster will say the fucking same thing. I promise you. He will say it's not about us versus them. This is about what the fuck are we going to do with this tsunami coming our way? Are we going to build our foundations? Are we going to make sure that we're all good?
Yeah.
Or we're going to fight against it. We're going to run up against it. What's the most logical solution, you know?
Yeah.
Tommy Orr, shut the fuck up.
Maybe if we had Tim Cahill there nodding him in.
I'd 100% take him still. What? Do you? I actually will take him.
Well...
I will take
We're gonna actually...
Oh my god! Actually, hang on. I want to say one more thing about Australia.
Yeah.
I've been A-League. Yeah, I'm like, since we started this podcast, A-League I sort of dropped off a bit recently, but I'm like, you know what? I'll start watching it a bit more. Yeah. Work allows me to do that too. So in terms of who we have on offer, in terms of what I hear the commentators say, we've got to rely. It comes back to that point I was making. We've got to rely on Economidis. Apparently, he would take. There was Mark Rudin, who was it Mark Rudin or Phil Moss, ex A-League coach, Central Coast Mariners as well, was saying this is the pool that we have to select from in terms of on a wide playmaker, Economidis, Kowal, and that's about it. That is all Australia have to offer, mate.
Lecky?
Fuck Lecky, bro.
He was good in the Asia Cup,
bro.
When we won that, but maybe not.
I think, what's the name of it? Troisi was great then too, but it's been like fucking how many years now? Yeah.
We had Tommy Rogic, he's fallen off.
What year was that, bro? Was that 2015? Bro, I'm pretty sure that was so long ago now. That was when Troisi had fucking hair. Like, seriously.
He came with Melbourne Victory after that.
Did very well. But anyway, so Australia's. We'll delve more into that conversation. But I just thought that would be a snapshot of my interpretation of Australia's chances.
Yeah, next week we're going to do a full World Cup podcast.
Yeah, we'll be right.
Full episode on just the World Cup and cover everything. It'll be Australian lineups. England lineups.
Yeah, dark horses.
Bunch of different stuff.
For sure. And seeing who has a potential to erupt. And we'll look into some youngsters too and see who has that potential to make it a memorial one. Oh my god.
Memorable.
A memorable one. Jesus, what a memorial one. Look, it's in Qatar, but anyway, no, I'm joking. No, that's all right. Let's buff that out.
Real quick though, I want to just touch on one youngster.
Yeah.
Don't know if you heard of him, Christian Volpato.
That's right. He's in the conversation now because he had a good game for Roma. Yeah.
But he's chosen Italy.
He chose Italy ages ago, though. Yeah. I don't know why the fuck Australian media decide to fucking throw a spanner in the works. Like, stop. We knew this ages ago. He's already
chosen Italy, even though Italy's not going to the World Cup. But you know what? If he chose Australia, there's a very good chance he could go to this World Cup.
No. So 100%, he would be going to this World Cup. You'd have to be fucking bonkers to not select him.
18 years old.
You take a Daniel Azzani, who showed half the promise of this kid. Of him, and you give him all these chances. Like, you've Graham Arnold, bro. You better fucking hope you get a point from this World Cup, or else you're not going to be there, man. You can't be there. If you can't get a fucking point, you should not be there.
If I was him, I'd be on the phone to this kid begging.
Well,
he made his first appearance for Roma, goal and assist, and they're not just any goal, it's a good goal, good assist.
Yeah.
He was hugging Mourinho after the game.
No, it wasn't a debut. I think he came on last season, didn't he? Yeah, he came on last season. He assisted, or he scored a fucking sick goal. Yeah.
For Roma.
Mourinho was there last season, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was his debut, but
nah. He's played a little bit previously.
Yeah.
And fun fact: Western Sydney Wanderers and Sydney knocked him back.
I did see that. Yes. They said no. Well, that's why he's
Australian
that's
football,
why he's
everyone.
picking Italy.
Australian fucking football. Why would you? Why would you
Yeah,
prioritize a nation that didn't give a fuck about you when you're grinding
So
your way
true.
to the top? Fuck off,
Idiots.
bro. Fuck off. No. I wouldn't. I'd be like, if I had the chance to play for Greece or Australia, and the Greek setup gave me my opportunity, which the Italian setup gave him his opportunity, I'd go with them. I'd fuck Australia off. Of course I would. I love this country, but nah, man, not the footballing side of it. It's fucking shit. It's set up for failure. So no point.
For you lot if anyone's watching from England or anywhere in Europe, Australian A-League, we don't even have relegation.
Yeah, it's shit, man. It's like an NBA, NFL, not NFL, NBA setup.
And
it's
top of the ladder also doesn't technically win the league. It goes into finals.
Yeah,
it's completely different. It's
structure shit.
Quality's just no good.
Sucks.
No one buys players or sells players. They just
trade. And it may be a small disclosed fee, and that's it. So
if everyone's going to go overseas, they just go. No one buys anyone. No one sells anyone. It's just
no. It's not a competitive market.
For Australia to become legit with the soccer, a lot has to change. A lot of money has to get pumped into it. Relegation has to come into it.
There's talk about it. I think there's a few teams already not in the chance. Like I think they've nearly confirmed 5 teams that are going to be introduced into.
They're going to make a league in between.
This league, it's this league in between NPL and A League. One of them being South Melbourne, which is huge. And then a few other a Tassie team potentially as well. So it'd be good.
Well,
at least soccer's football's giving a chance to Tasmania for some sort of team. For them, you know?
At least I think
it's a huge
relegation on its own helps so much because you got the teams. Because at the moment you finish last, nothing happens. You're back in the same league the next year. It doesn't do anything. But now with relegation, you're gonna have players trying harder. You're gonna be dropping. Otherwise, you're gonna get relegated. Now people are last and they don't give a shit.
There's something at stake. So it shows on both sides of the table too, Aiden. Like you've Western United who won the league last season.
Yeah,
I was working at the Western United Melbourne City game, which was my grand final, and then was the first round of the next season, and I was there.
Yeah, he works for the stadium, by the way.
Yeah. And a bit of context.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And so what happened? I was there, and I was like I said, I'll give A-League a chance, and I just did not see. There was no one in the crowd. There was literally it was just. I love my football. I love the setup. Everything they do there is great entertainment wise. It just doesn't attract enough competitiveness, and no one wants to see a league where people are walking around half the time, man. Like they just don't. They just don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
So coming back to the Australian setup, coming back to everything, in terms of what our younger players can do. Yeah, it's all reliant in terms of the hunger on the structure. The structure's shit. So you're gonna get shit players. You're gonna get shit quality.
Yep.
Yeah.
The best thing we've had come out of it was in recent years Aaron Moy going from Melbourne City to Manchester. Technically, when Manchester City bought Melbourne Heart, changed it to Melbourne City. The only player they took from the team was
shit when you're red, you shit
Aaron
when you're
Moy.
Blue. Fuck Melbourne Heart.
Yeah, by the way, for context, we go for Melbourne Victory, which is their rivals.
Why would I support a Manchester City-based side anyway? Fuck that.
And then, Aaron Moy went over there, ended up at Huddersfield and then Brighton. That was probably the biggest spark.
But you know what's fucked, though? That is like the talent he had.
Yeah.
And in terms of his movement, was just another standard English player's, career. Yeah. And that was the best we've had, in
a long time.
Years.
Yeah, since Tim Cahill and Harry Kuehl.
And all those other big
Mark
midfielders, Bresciano as well.
Jedinak. Mile Jedinak.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll talk more on the A-League in coming weeks.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about.
But the World Cup's coming up, so it's going to be mainly about that.
Yeah.